Good evening and welcome to New Canaan High School, where the 3-2 New Canaan Rams will face off against the 6-1 Wilton Warriors. My name is John Frieders and I'm here with my partner, PJ Neville. This gymnasium, it sure is packed, as both teams have played very well thus far. Both with full student sections, Wilton to our right and New Canaan to our left. The last time these teams faced off, the Warriors came out on top, 63-40. During that game, New Canaan led going into half by 5, but the Warriors started off the second half with a 10-0 run. Will New Canaan be able to play with consistency tonight and keep their scoring consistent throughout the whole game, PJ?
Yeah, Jack, I think that is really the main question for New Canaan. If they are able to play a consistent game, that they create their own shots, they can stay hot and score at will, that's really that's going to be the difference maker. If New Canaan can consistently make shots, get to the lane, do whatever they want, they're going to be sending Wilton packing 6-2. New Canaan today, they've played a lot less games this season compared to Wilton. So they don't have as much experience this year, especially their starters, with a lot of last year's players being, lost to college or being seniors last year. However, Griffin Bramwitt, who's been on varsity all of his years at New Canaan High School, he's only a junior this year. He's going to be who Wilton needs to lock off. He's really New Canaan's first option, and he's a great shooter from deep. He's really good at getting down into the lane, and overall, one of the most motivated players you'll ever see. Wilton also needs to control the boards. They cannot get beat on rebounding, or else New Canaan is going to dominate this game. New Canaan they don't have the biggest lineup. Very shorter players, and a lot of their taller guys are guards, besides Spencer Wright. So Wilton really needs to contain how many rebounds New Canaan can get. Wilton also can't let the crowd get to them. Tonight, New Canaan has a blackout theme, and they are also doing the silent night trend, where until the 8th point in the game for New Canaan, all the students are quiet, and then once New Canaan scores the 8th point, they go berserk, screaming, partying, cheering, whatever.
You are right, PJ. That is going to be a big factor tonight, as the New Canaan student section is completely loaded. All of our friends here at New Canaan High School are in attendance for this matchup. This matchup should be very good, especially with guard Griffin Bramwitt, who he is called Agent Zero for a nickname. He controls the pace, he sets up the offense. He's going to be key, as well as senior Jack Laddick. Now, recently, the Rams have lost 2 tough games. The first was losing against Danbury in double overtime. That was a very tough loss, as Lenahan and Laddick both hit crucial 3-point shots in the final seconds. Even Lenahan's was a buzzer beater to send it to double overtime. They ended up losing that game by 3. And then earlier in the week, the New Canaan Rams went to Staples, in which they lost an overtime thriller by 1 point. Hopefully, it's not a close game tonight, so that the New Canaan can shock Wilton and come out with the big victory, the upset victory, to solidify them as contenders in the FCAC.
Yeah, and Wilton, they also need to get Tommy McKiernan hot. He's number 33 tonight instead of his usual number 2, and he is the first option for this team. He's averaged 19.6 points per game and 6 assists, which for a guard in high school is very, very amazing. They also have Spencer Leaston, however, who is the second option on this team, and he has a very athletic background. Not only is he a starter for this basketball team, but he is also, next fall, off to Providence College to play lacrosse, D1, and he is a really athletic guy, athletic background, who New Canaan will most likely give up a bit more shots to, considering that they need to consider McKiernan so much more.
You are right, PJ. We'll see how hot Wilton can stay if New Canaan can shut them down tonight. I think announcers, the starting lineups are going to be announced pretty soon, but we'll have to see what happens.
Only 30 seconds till, I believe, we get underway. Coaches meeting with their teams one last time, making sure that they know the game plan, discussing what they need to do. Coach Meltzer got all the boys in a huddle.
You are right. They are all in a huddle with their hands up high, and they'll break apart as it looks like we are going to sing the Pledge of Allegiance here. The national anthem, my bad. The national anthem here on this packed gym night tonight. We will see what can happen between the New Canaan Rams and Wilton Warriors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Canaan High School. Tonight's FCI boys basketball game between the Wilton Warriors and the New Canaan Rams. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Wilton High School. Number 12, Henry Roy. Number 10, Max Jardy. Number 5, Andy Campbell. Number 3, Spencer Liston. And number 33, Tommy McKiernan. Head coach of the Warriors is Joel Dariak. And now here's tonight's starting lineup for the New Canaan Rams. Number 0, Griffin Bramwell. Number 22, Fletcher Heron. Number 21, Aiden McLaughlin. Number 5, Jack Laddick. And number 13, Santi Lacayo. Rams head coach, Danny Melzer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
You can see the boys are really locked in tonight as they go in and they break again once apart.
Yeah, and I think one interesting thing about tonight is when you look at the New Canaan stands where it's not the student section, it's parents, there's a lot more people. There's youth players, there's parents, there's some former New Canaan High School students who are all coming out to support the team in this big game tonight. Coach Tisha has been he's the assistant coach. He has been really an advocate for everyone coming out to the games and supporting the boys.
And here, as we get set to tip off, it's going to be Aiden McLaughlin against Andy Cook Campbell, and he wins. And it goes back to Winston, to McInernan. There's back to Campbell, who goes in, and McInernan corner pump fake, gets him, and he's off. Bramwood with the rebound, coming up the court. Slow tempo here. Kicks it to the corner to Laddick. Back to Bramwood. Back to Laddick, to the corner to McLaughlin with the pump fake. Back to Laddick, to Fletch, to Wakayo. As Wakayo drives in, and that is blocked by the Warriors defense. Here's going to be an inbound play by Laddick to Wakayo, back up to Agent Zero, Griffin Bramwood. And here's Fletch on the drive. Back to Laddick. He's double teamed. And that ball stolen by McCurran. McCurran up to Cook, to Kimball. Back to McCurran. McCurran with the ball up top. Picks up by Jarvie. And that's to Roy. Look at the defense by Fletch. Back to the middle. To Jarvie, posts up, kicks it to the corner, and that is off by Henry Roy. Here's Laddick bringing the ball up court. Kicks it to Bramwood.
Wilton students were actually making it a point to be extra loud on those first couple of possessions.
There's Laddick from the corner. And that is a three, drained by Jack Laddick. That is a good way to start off.
New Canaan students are kind of disobeying their Silent Night promise.
And that is a charge taken by Aiden McLaughlin. He is the defensive backbone of this team. And he gets up, and it looks like he was happy to get the ball back for the Rams.
Yeah, but this screaming that you hear right now, this isn't Wilton. This is New Canaan. And it's not just their coaches, it's their students. And considering that they had the Silent Night theme, it's kind of, what's the point in hyping it up if you are just going to cheer right off the bat?
And there's Laddick in the corner to Bramwood, picks up by Wakayo. Bramwood doesn't use it, back to the corner. Up top to McLaughlin, to Kieran, back to Griffin. And that is going to be a push on number 12, Henry Roy. And here's number 22 coming into the game, Mike Wall. There's Laddick left wide open, and he's off. There's easy fast break offense. Oh, McLaughlin jumps. And McCurran is able to convert. Back to Laddick. There's Laddick. Back up to Agent Zero. Here's Griffin. And Wakayo with the pump fake, and he's called for a travel. It's going to be a bad turnover on the Rams. It's a travel on Wakayo.
Yeah, and I think the biggest matchup of the night tonight is going to be Griffin Bramwood against Tommy McKiernan. They are the two #1 guys on the team.
There's McKiernan, and he gets the 3 to fall. Already up to 5 points for McKiernan. And that ball's inbounded to Griffin. Guarded by McKiernan. Back over to Fletch, to McLaughlin. McLaughlin in the corner. And there's Laddick. Back to Griffin. To Laddick. Laddick up top, guarded by Campbell. To Fletch. It's Fletch back to Laddick. The crossover and the turnaround. Fletch looking for something. Laddick back to Bramwood, who drives and gets the way up to fall. That's 2 points, all tied up at 5 apiece with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Griff might have one of the best dribble drives in the game for the high school league, of course.
And that is Mike Wall driving and gets the bucket to fall. That was a tough bucket.
It certainly is.
And here's Bremen coming up, again guarded by McKieran, to Fletch, back to McLaughlin, to Bramwitt. Bremen drive, kicks it to the corner to Laddick, and he is fouled. We'll have to see if that's going to be 2 or 3 shots for Laddick, the sharpshooter. That is going to be 3 shots for Laddick. As you mentioned, the Rams need to hit their free throws to win this game, right?
Yeah, free throws are definitely a big part of any high school basketball game because shooters in high school compared to college and the pro level are so much more inconsistent. There is so many different ranges of talent that it's really hard to find a good free throw shooter.
And Laddick drains the second free throw. Gets one more as Lanahan and Marcilli check into the game for Lacayo and Fletch. The same 5 for Wilton. They're still on the court. And here's Laddick. And can't get the third one to fall. All knotted up at 7 here. And here's Liston. Here by Lanahan. Puts it up and is fouled, but is not able to get it to fall.
You can see this is already a physical game, though.
And that is Lanahan's first, as you just checked in. That is his first foul. We'll have to keep track of fouls and see who racks up the most tonight, as that is very important for the game.
Yeah. There's already a total of 4 on the game, though. 3 from Wilton, 1 from New Canaan.
And that is missed by Liston, as Spencer Fuller-Wright checks in from McLaughlin. We'll see how New Canaan uses his size to their advantage tonight. And here's Liston. And Liston drains the second one. But that is a free throw violation. As Bremen comes to inbound the ball. Gets it to Lanahan. Up to Fuller-Wright. Back to Agent Zero. Here's Bramwood to Laddick in the corner. Right to Bramwood, and he gets the screen and is not able to hit the 3-point shot. Is McKieran coming up with the ball. Kicks it down low to Jarvis, who gets it to fall. Here's Laddick coming up with the ball. Back to Fuller-Wright. Gives it back to Laddick. As Laddick was keeping eyes on McKieran. Back to Griffin. Griffin with the ball up top. McKieran coming up to guard him closely, making sure he can't get any easy buckets. Marcelli to Bramwitt. Guarded by Campbell. There's Bramwitt with the pass fake. Tries to go to Laddick, but he is out of bounds.
Yeah, Spencer Fuller-Wright, he's already had 3, 4, 5 touches of the ball tonight. And you could see him, he's towering over every single player on the court. It doesn't matter if it's from New Canaan, from Wilton, guard, forward, center. He's towering over every single one of them.
And Liston is called for a travel. That is a turnover by the Warriors. And Melzer looks like he just subbed back in Fletch for Marcilli. As Fletch got the starting nod tonight, we were not sure about that, but he did.
Yeah, well, I think that was really due to the need for defense, especially right off the bat against the Wilton team, who averages, I think it's 18 points in the first quarter.
As Brokaw and Weiss look like they're about to check into the game. And McKieran hits the 3. New Canaan's got to stop McKieran. You know, he can't score too many points.
Yeah, but what you're seeing on the New Canaan defensive end isn't typical for them. Typically, they run a 2-3 zone. But tonight, it looks like more of a man look. And I think they have Fletcher on McKiernan, which is, you know, for a junior who hasn't been starting to just go out and guard the best player potentially in the whole FCAC is just a testament to his defensive persistence and determination.
And that is another travel, and this time it is called on Griffin Bramlett. As Tiscornia checks into the game, and Ty Groff come in for Griffin and Spencer Fuller Wright. And here's McKieran bringing up the ball again. Kicks it to the corner, down low to Campbell. Kicks back up top, the drive by Weiss. Back up top, McKieran with the ball yet again. And that is bad turnover by McKieran. He runs a running with Jack Lenahan. Kicks it back to Lenahan. Lenahan with the ball to Groff. Coach is stretching for them to get closer to the basket to Groff with the pump fake. Back to Lenahan. Back to Groff, who gets the open look. Bang!
The New Canaan students are going ballistic now.
And that is what you want. And that is the three, as you see Max Sanseverino celebrating in the crowd. And that is the three, and McKieran is not able to answer back.
Yeah, Wilton tried matching them on that one. Only 3 seconds left now. Ooh, slipped.
Groff throws it up and is not able to convert. We end the first quarter with the score of 12-10. The Warriors are on top. But New Canaan looks determined to come back and win this game.
Jack, what are you liking out of New Canaan right now?
I think their tempo is really good. They're playing controlled. They've turned the ball over a couple times. They've had a couple travels, but Wilton's done the same. They've also turned the ball over. I think just limiting the turnovers will help them improve, and it'll get them more scoring opportunities, which they need. But I think Griffin Bramwood is playing another excellent game, and you see McLaughlin on the boards. I think you really see New Canaan playing their game tonight. They just need to figure out a way to stop McKiernan, or at least limit him, as he is such a big factor in this Wilton offense.
Yeah, I'm also liking the leadership out of New Canaan's guys. Jack Lenahan especially, he's communicating with Coach Tisha and Coach Meltzer pretty much every time down the floor. He goes up one way, he's talking to them, seeing, maybe what he needs to do better, how he can improve, but also what the team needs to do on the next possession. Maybe if it's a play call, maybe if it's, limit Leaston, limit McKiernan, whoever it may be.
I think you are right. As Bramwood inbounds the ball again, and he's guarded by Campbell. As he motions back up top to Tiscornia. There's Bramwood to Tiscornia, who was looking for the shot. McKiernan playing good defense. Back to Tiscornia up top, guarded by Brokaw. He goes up and is not able to hit the shot.
Really nice pump fake there, though.
Yeah, they need to convert those. And there's Fletch playing excellent defense. And he is going to be called for a foul there. And you can tell New Canaan is not happy with that foul call. And that will put McKieran at the line for 2 shots. And Wilton is up 12-10 still with 7:17 remaining. As McKiernan misses the first shot. He has got one more at the line. Here's McKiernan with the shot, and he hits the second one. And here, Wilton is going into their full court press, it looks, leaving 1 minute in the back.
Yeah, and notice how they're not targeting Aiden McLaughlin because they want the ball in his hands. He's a bigger guy who is really a forward/center for this team, and he's not as great of a ball handler as some of these other guys.
And there's McLaughlin on the glass with the rebound from Ty. Getting a second chance, but he is not able to hit the layup. As McKieran has the ball yet again, guarded by Fletch. And there's a 4-pointer. That is 3 points from Brokaw. As that forces New Canaan to call the timeout. PJ, how do you think the New Canaan Rams can slow this down and stop the Wilton Warriors from going on a big run?
I mean, obviously this timeout really helps, but also they need to really get the ball in the hands of Griffin, of Jack Claddock, of Ty Groff, Colin Tiscornia, and to slow down the offense. Pass it around the perimeter, get a couple of good looks maybe a driving opportunity, but kind of clear out the paint because it's really getting congested up there when New Canaan's on offense.
As New Canaan subs Laddick back into the game and keeps Griffin out there. There's Griffin with the ball coming up the court. Brema to Laddick. There's Laddick. Laddick with the turnaround, the spin. Back to Griffin. As Brokaw is locking him up. And that is a 3-point attempt by...
The ball is stuck up top.
You rarely see that in a high school game. But the ball is stuck up top from that.
Oh, they're just leaving it up there. They're getting another ball until maybe a custodian comes in with a broomstick or something.
I don't think you can really stop the game now, though, PJ.
Oh, they got it.
As they get the ball back up. As you can see, anticipation. And Weston comes up with the ball. Ball's given to McKieran, who fires from deep and hits. And Melzer is really frustrated right now that no one is stopping McKieran.
Wilton students jumping up and down the stands now. I can see them bending a little bit.
There's Tiscornia up top. McKieran to Laddick, guarded by McKieran. And that is a foul on McKieran. That is his first foul. As Marcelo is subbed in for Fletch. It looks like Laddick is going to be involved in the ball. Goes back to Agent 0. It's Griffin moving up the court. Tries to kick it to the corner to Tiscornia, but that ball is tipped by Liston. The Rams need to figure out a way to stop from being so pressured by this defense, right, PJ?
Yeah, and I think getting the ball maybe into the hands of Jack Claddock on an open shot will really help that. He's a really good shooter from outside, and if they're able to get him open on the perimeter, that could totally stop the run.
Marcelo up top, guarded by Campbell. To Okayo, to Griffin. There's Griffin. As McKieran almost looked like he was about to flop. And Bramwood gets in and puts up the layup. That shrinks the lead to 7. That is off the top, off the backboard.
Try to lob there.
On the fast break. Bramwood back up and in. He lays it in. It is 19-14. The New Canaan Rams are trailing by 5.
Griffin Bramwood alone just turned a 7-0 run for Wilton into a 4-0 run for New Canaan.
Campbell. And that is a travel on Campbell. You can see the New Canaan crowd is rejuvenated now. And that forces Wilton to call a timeout as the Wilton fans look stunned. New Canaan will inbound the ball.
Yeah, Andy Campbell is a guy that I would kind of want to see a bit more from, however, for Wilton. He's a really tall player who, seems really athletic on how we're seeing him on the floor. And if Wilton's able to get the ball in his hands a bit more, that would probably be very beneficial.
As you can see, the 5 out for Wilton are Brokaw, Whiston, McKieran, Campbell, as well as number 10, Max Jarvie. And here's the ball being inbounded. Gramwood's bringing it back up. There's Brentwood who tries to go up and is blocked. He cannot get that tough shot to fall. There's McKieran up top. Into Whiston who drives, kicks it to the corner to Campbell. And he can't hit, but that ball is rebounded by Jarvie. But Laddick steals it and is coming up the court, able to keep it in bounds to Groff. To the corner, back up to Laddick. To Marsili. Marsili up top. There, back to Bramwett. To the corner, to Akayo, and he hits it! It is now a 2-point lead for the Warriors. 17-19 with 3:30 left in the second quarter. Up to Jarvie, gets to the corner to Whiston. Down low to Jarvie, pass it to Campbell, and that looked like it was cleanly blocked by Akayo. But they're going to call a shooting foul on Santi Lacayo, number 13.
Yeah, but what you've seen in this second quarter was to start off a 7-0 run by Wilton. That just turned into a 7-0 run for New Canaan.
And here is Campbell at the line, and he misses the first one. As Liam McKieran is subbed out for number 22, Mike Wall. And there's Campbell with the shot. And he misses both of them. That ball is rebounded by Marsili. Up to Bramlett. Bramlett up top to Marsili. Back to Bramlett, guarded by Wall, to Akayo, to the corner. Back to Akayo, who takes the three, and he cannot hit. He really would have liked to put down an up and in, as it would have given New Canaan a lead. There's McKieran, who just hits the three. It looks like he was just playing park basketball right now. He just looks like he's out on the playground, just playing with friends.
Yeah, Liston has such a consistent jumper. That shot wasn't, that wasn't like on the line. That was like a foot or two off. So he's really a good shooter from range.
As Laddick lays it in, as he slips down low and gets an open look and hits the layup. There's McKieran driving, kicks it, and that ball is turned over by the Wilton Warriors. Tough pressure by the New Canaan Rams. Defense prevents McKieran from driving and forces a turnover. Here's Bramlett bringing the ball back up again. Here's Bramlett to Groff. Groff to Laddick. Laddick dribbling up top to Akayo. Pump fake to Marsili, who finds Bramlett. And that ball is tipped out of bounds by McKieran, who has been up in Bramlett's face the whole night. Let's see what happens. And here's another sub. Melzer trying to keep his legs fresh. Puts back in Kieran for Marsili. The inbound play by Bramlett, looking for anyone. Kicks it to the corner, Groff! And he's not able to hit. Back up to Laddick, looking for a shot. to Bramlett, guarded by Liston. There's Bramlett, and that is a reach-in on Liston, who is really frustrated with the refs right now, as he's saying that he didn't reach in. And now he's being subbed out for Griffin Turner, number 24. There's Laddick, back to Bramlett. Bramlett behind half court, comes over to Heron. Down low to Akayo, as they're trying to use the size advantage, but are not able to get the ball to him. Broken up by Wilton's defense.
And Wilton's got to watch out. They're one foul away from putting New Canaan in the bonus.
As Laddick clutches with the ball, and he hits the mid-range jumper. The Rams are now down by 22-21, with a minute 20 remaining in the first half. And there's McKieran, back up, gets the ball back, up top, guarded by Huron. The switch, Makayo, back, and here is Brian Weiss. Back to McKieran, who takes the shot, and can't hit.
That was a bit of a heat check.
Laddick, and that was a heat check. To the corner, back up top, finds Laddick. Rams are playing much more patient here in this first half. There's Bramlett, kicks to the corner to Laddick, and he's not able to hit. And they are going to...
New Canaan students have some choice words for the ref that, would really only be explained as some Eric Cartman language.
I'm not sure that was a foul on Wakayo. Are you sure, PJ? It looked like he's being boxed out, and the dude boxed him out, and he fell on top of him. That was not an over the back.
Yeah, the thing is, Wakayo went down after the whistle was called.
That is a very questionable call by the refs here, as Melzer is illustrating. And it looks like that was a technical foul.
Yeah, Coach Meltzer's got to be careful with that. New Canaan's still using some choice words, however.
Which we cannot say on this broadcast, right, PJ?
No, we cannot.
And there is McKieran hitting the first one. And here's the second one. And there it is. And he misses it. So the Wilton Warriors are up by 2. And they get the ball back at half court. They're going to inbound it with number 22, Mike Wall. 40 seconds remain in the first half as McKieran brings up the ball. There, back up to Wall, to Campbell, guarded by Bramlett. There is William McKiernan, and here back to his brother.
Seems like New Canaan is really only booing Tommy McKiernan here. Maybe not their favorite player.
And there's McKiernan, who's getting booed by the whole entire student section as Bramlett comes up to guard him. And that shot is contested. Rebound by Lanahan with 1 second left. And he takes the shot. Oh, that is difficult. As the first half comes to a close, Wilton is up by 2, 23-21. And it looks like we will have a short halftime. PJ, do you have any keys for the Rams to come out on top against the Wilton Warriors tonight?
Yeah, well, New Canaan's only down 2. And considering that New Canaan is more of a second half team, they really like their late fourth quarter pushes and making it a very close, flashy, and overall pleasing game for the viewers at home. Not as much for Coach Meltzer and Tisha. But, if New Canaan is able to maintain that second half firepower that they always play with, it's going to come down to the wire like how it always does with them.
Just hopefully not another 10-2 run at the start of the half by Wilton. That should not happen, though. as the Rams are locked in tonight and ready to beat the 6-1 Wilton Warriors.
All right, and I think that's it for us for the half. We're going to kick it to our sponsors.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club, Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Family Dentistry, the dental office for our entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Storts. Walter Storts Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Storts is your fresh local market. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal and constructed with intention and integrity. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Well, Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2022-2023 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics.
Welcome back to the New Canaan High School Gymnasium, where the Wilton Warriors are leading 23-21 at half. But it looks as if New Canaan is going to get even more competitive than they were in the first half and come out ready to win this game. PJ, what do you think are some keys for the Rams to eliminate this 2-point lead as well as to maintain the lead?
I think, New Canaan really has to keep an eye on the rim. They've got to, keep one eye on the rim like Mike Wazowski and the other maybe on the defender and just create a lot of shots because New Canaan really hasn't shot any mid-range. It's either layups in the paint or outside on the perimeter. And the mid-range shot has kind of been abandoned by, not just high school players. You see it kind of a lot in college, but in the pro level too. It's really kind of disappeared.
I think that the Rams need to limit McKieran's production. As you saw in the first half, he was very good. He hit a couple three-pointers as well as got a lucky couple technical shots. But we will have to see how the New Canaan Rams can hold him down and clamp him up.
Yeah, Coach Meltzer needs to stay composed because if he gets another tech, he's out of here and Tisha's coaching. And, Meltzer is a really good coach. He has a state championship under his belt, and this program has really evolved with him. And if they want to win this big game, they've got to make sure that he's able to stay.
You're right. New Canaan sports teams are very good. Their hockey team is just as good this year with a bunch of young and upcoming stars such as Bryce Lyden and Ellie Croft and Doster Kroll. Now, as the starters huddle up for the second half, the Rams are looking to eliminate the 2-point deficit that they face. They are trying to get a ball down from the top right now.
Yeah, I saw that go up there during the halftime shoot-around. But going back to New Canaan sports, the hockey team, Elliot Croft, last night, I believe it was last night, he had a hat trick, which, he's a third liner on that team too, which is pretty impressive.
As you see, this is the second time the ball has been trapped up there.
Yeah, the same exact spot.
And here's Campbell bringing the ball up as the second hour starts. McKieran getting open and cannot hit, but that ball is rebounded by a Wilton Warrior and tipped out by McLaughlin. Wilton retains possession and is going to inbound from the side. Here is Henry Rowe inbounding the ball to Campbell, to McKieran, and he misses the shot. You can tell they're trying to get McKieran the ball. And here's Waddick. He's about pulling up. It's back to Okayo, to Griffin. Griffin with the ball up top, guarded by McKieran. Picks up by Fletch. Fletch, easy bucket, but decides to kick to the corner for Waddick, and he hits it! The Rams are now up by 1 point, 24-23. And here, back up top to McKieran. McKieran, guarded by McLaughlin. There. To Rowe, who kicks it to the corner, and that ball is stolen by Griffin. Up to McLaughlin. And one! And he hits it! McLaughlin has been such a physical player so far this year, and he puts that one in. A new sense of energy has been brought up in by the New Canaan crowd as they are yelling back at the Wilton kids who yelled at them earlier in this game. It is 26-23 with McLaughlin at the line, and he is not able to hit the free throw, taken by Rowe. Rowe with the ball to the corner to Campbell. There, Rowe. Back up to Whiston. Whiston drives and can't hit. Rebounded by McLaughlin. Griffin tries to throw a pass up to Laddick, and that is stolen by Rowe. Laddick pestering Rowe right here. Rowe up top. As McKieran is guarded by Fletch. Fletch, a defensive staple of this New Canaan Rams team. The switch off. Gets down low, and Wilton throws the ball away. The Rams are up 26-23 with 6 minutes left. PJ, how have the Rams been able to mount a little bit of a lead here?
Yeah, they've been playing really fast-paced here, especially on that Aidan McLaughlin layup where he honestly, if the defender wasn't there, he could have slammed that one down. I know, I've talked to his brother, and he said that he can easily dunk it.
And here's Agent Zero up top, Griffin Bramwett. Bramwett drives, and that is going to be a reach and foul on Rowe. And that is a reach in by Rowe.
Yeah, you think Coach Jeriak might call a timeout here. New Canaan has, they've been on a 5-0 run to start this in just 2 minutes.
And that is up to Wilton, who is fouled and cannot hit the shot. The Wilton coach clapping on the sidelines, wanting him to hit that shot. It is 26-23 with 5:48 left.
Yeah, and you've gotta wonder what Coach Meltzer and Coach Tisha told their guys at halftime, because they're coming out swinging.
And that is hit by Wilton, the first of 2 free throws. Both the McKieran brothers in the backcourt right now, Liam and Tommy. Wilton hits the second one. Now 26-25, New Canaan up on top by 1. Here's Laddick in the backcourt, guarded by Wilton. Laddick putting on the moves, gets by him. Kicks to the corner to Fletch, and he airballs the shot. That is definitely not what you want. There is the McKieran brother, Liam up top, and McLaughlin fights for the ball, and that is going to be a jump ball. And it looks as if Wilton is going to retain possession. No, never mind. Griffin Bramwett inbounding the ball as Fletch comes out for Masili. And here, Marcilli. Here's Griffin Bramwett, otherwise known as Agent Zero. Bramwett up top to Marcilli. Marcilli drive, finds Laddick on the basket, who kicks to the corner, finds Lakayo on a backdoor cut, and he hits him in stride, and he lays it up and in. 28-25, New Canaan. And there's McKieran. Back to Wilton, who drives and completely stopped, but that was McKieran open. And he's not able to hit, coming out much colder than he started off the game. Here's Laddick to Griffin Bramwett, who drives. And that is another reach and foul on Wilton. That is already 2 fouls, only 3 minutes into the half.
Yeah, and Griffin Bramwett tonight, although he hasn't necessarily been getting the ball in the hoop as much, his playmaking has been amazing. He is drawing the attention from the Wilton defenders, which is leaving his teammates wide open. And you've got to imagine he winds up with at least double digits in the assist column tonight.
And there's another foul on Wilton, which will put Marcilli at the line. That is actually a foul on the floor, so it's going to be an inbound by New Canaan. And there is Griffin inbounding the ball to Laddick. Laddick up top. Marcilli to Lakayo. Oh, good fake by McLaughlin, which leaves Griffin in the corner open, but he's not able to hit. But good effort by the Rams, and Griffin gets that ball. He is such a physical player. He gets that ball, and they just called the jump ball.
Yeah, they called the jump right before Griff had pulled that one out.
And there is Wilton bringing the ball up the court. Campbell in the corner. Who's stuck. Almost stolen by McLaughlin. There's Wilton. Pick set by number 10, Max Jarvie, who goes down low and puts in the layup. It is now 29-28. And here is Laddick. Laddick up top. It's actually 28-27. New Canaan on top by 1. And they are calling another foul on number 10, Max Jarvie. And Wilton has already fouled 5 times. How do you think that's going to affect their decision making as we come into the end of this game?
They've got to play really conservative, because one more foul and New Canaan's in the bonus. That's pretty much, if you reach, New Canaan could just have 2 points for free, depending on the shooter that gets to the line, of course.
And that is called by the refs, and Melzer is not happy again. As New Canaan's playing great defense to start off the second half. McKieran is flustered. Here's Wilton up top. A little shimmy. And he doesn't get it to fall. And it is going to be New Canaan's ball going the other way. Anyways, Max Sanseverino is still sharing on the New Canaan bench. New Canaan's student section has been electric tonight.
And Aiden McLaughlin, he is a really gritty player with a very high motor, but he is really good at drawing charges. And, although it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, he has had an outstanding impact for this New Canaan team's success.
And that ball is turned over by Bramlett, which is a rare occurrence, as he was trying to get the ball to McLaughlin down low. That is not what you want to see if you are a Rams fan. As it is brought up by Tommy yet again. There's Bramlett closely guarding McKieran. And McKieran gets by. And that is tipped out of bounds by Marcilli or McLaughlin. Here is McKieran inbounding the ball from behind New Canaan's basket. Here's Campbell, who gets the ball up top, finds McKieran. McKieran down to Jarvie. Jarvie trying to back down punish. And shot by McKieran. And that is going to be a foul on the Rams, which will put, that is not a shooting foul, that is actually a foul on the floor. Here is McKieran to McKieran twin. Liam misses the shot, rebounded by Griffin, up to Lenahan. Lenahan weaving his way in, up to Marcilli, who spin moves, kicks to the corner to Laddick. Laddick just up top with 2 minutes left in the third quarter to Griffin Bramlett. And that is going to be a double dribble by Griffin. It looks like the pressure is getting to Griffin tonight.
Yeah, well, he's played a really good first half, and his teammates have really picked it up for him in the second. And as you look at the scoreboard now, Wilton has 6 fouls, so New Canaan's in the bonus. So Griff, going against some of the better defenders on this team, if he's able to get into the paint like how he normally does and draw some fouls, those won't just be fouls. Those will be, maybe some and ones or, a 1-and-1.
And that ball was tipped out by the New Canaan defense. And here's Colin Tiscornia and Santi Lacayo, the captain of this Ram team, coming in for McLaughlin and Griffin. And that leaves Wilton open. It's off. And Jarvie gets the rebound and is fouled fouled, which will put him at the line with 1:26 left in the third quarter, and New Canaan up by 1. PJ, what can you say about the third quarter so far for the New Canaan Rams?
So far, basketball is a game of momentum, and that's what New Canaan's had throughout this whole quarter. Not only just the momentum of their players, but how their crowd is cheering them on and encouraging their boys. They had a 1-point lead for the last 2-3 minutes that just, went down to 1 with that foul. Or down, they're at -1.
Yes. Jarvie hits both, and the Rams are down by 1 right now. Here is Linehan up top to Fletch. Fletch looking for someone. Comes up top, pressured by Jarvie. There's Discornia. Discornia down low and tries to go up, and he puts it in. That is a big layup. And now the Rams are up 32-29. And with 40 seconds left, McKernan looks to do something, as that is turned over by Jarvie. And Tiscornian gets the rebound. We'll kicks it back to Lenahan. Lenahan with the ball. There's Fletch up top. There's to Lakayo. To the corner, to Tiscornia. There's Lenahan, who has to get the ball out before he turns it over, which he almost does. Pass to the corner. Hulatic. 8, 7 seconds. 5. There's Laddick going up. And he can't get it to fall. We end the first half with the score of 30-29. The Rams are up by 1. Both student sections still packed right now. And the fourth quarter will be on its way in 50 seconds. PJ, what do the Rams need to do to close out this game?
Yeah, well, New Canaan had a 3-point turnaround there after being down 2 at half, and the momentum has really been on their side. I think that, some really leadership through the New Canaan captains, maybe Jack Laddick calling a play. You saw him there. He was able to drive through to the hole, and he had a wide open lane, really. He could have put up a floater there. I think he didn't, in his mind, he didn't think he had as much time as he did. But still, very good take there. And New Canaan students are also, I don't know what is with them and booing Tommy McKiernan, but they have been consistent with that ever since about the middle of the second quarter.
Here is Tiscornia as he inbounds the ball to Bramlett, starting the fourth quarter. Rams up 32-29. Here's McLaughlin.
Wilton students are getting loud.
McLaughlin to Laddick. Laddick with the ball. Drives. And he is called for a travel. Yet again, these penalties have killed the Rams' momentum.
Yeah, there's been a lot of travels this game. Yeah, I think there's more in New Canaan, however, they're kind of getting split evenly.
As Lenahan comes in for Laddick, Melzer makes the substitution. And here's Tommy. There's Liam. There's the cut. Almost stolen by McLaughlin. That is stolen by, and that is stolen by Lenahan. There's Lenahan bringing the ball up 32-29 with 7:15 remaining. Lenahan to Fletch. Fletch back to Bramlett to Tiscornia. There's McLaughlin. McLaughlin up top looking for someone to cut. And there is Bramlett, who drives, tries to kick it down low and turns it over again. McKernan gets the ball and can't put it up. And that is going to be a foul on number 3, Jack Lenahan. It's going to be a shooting foul, which is going to put McKernan at the line for 2, with the Rams up 30-29. And he misses the first one. He has one more to try and even up the score, as Garyak makes some substitutions, putting in number 20. And here's McKernan as he misses both. And there's Waddick who gets the rebound.
I think the New Canaan students are really getting in his head here now. You know, they're screaming as soon as he's winding up for the shot.
Bramwell to Lenahan to McLaughlin. McLaughlin in the corner. Back to Waddick. Waddick with the ball. As he drives, kicks it to Fletch, to Bramwood, who drives and tries to get up. McLaughlin, Fletch with the ball, and he puts it in. The Rams are now up by 3 with 6:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's McKernan with the ball, tries to drive, takes it to the corner to Wall. Wall with the ball to Whiston. Whiston tries to drive on Waddick, and he's called for a travel. That is a great call by the ref.
Yeah, you know, basketball, travels are the one call that you never think you actually commit unless, you know, you're actually walking down the court.
As Melzer subs in Groff and Wakayo for Fletch and Waddick. And Melzer calls a timeout as the Rams are up by 3 with an even 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. This has been such a tight game. PJ, what do you think Melzer is saying to his team right now?
I think he's really telling them, settle it down on defense. They're getting a little too antsy. 4 fouls, 2 more, and Wilton gets put in the bonus. You know, Meltzer, I think he's drawing up a play, seeing with the marker in hand. You know, I think maybe getting the ball to Jack Lenahan here might be the move for the Rams, because he has been great at just moving the ball, you know, finding open shot. He's actually subbed out here.
I completely agree with you if he was in the game. But here's Griffin inbounding it to Waddick. Waddick back to Griffin.
Buchanan's got kind of a tall ball lineup in here with Santi Lacayo, Aiden McLaughlin, and Fletcher Heron all in.
And here's Waddick up top, drives as he's doubled. Kicks it to Lacayo. Back to Brentwood, who fakes the shot. To Lacayo, to Fletch. Yeah, I think they're waiting for an opening here. An easy bucket. As that's kicked to the corner to Fletch. Fletch up top, back to Bramlett. Bramlett with the ball.
Yeah, and this junior duo of Griff and Fletch have really been special all night.
And that ball goes off of number 25, Brian Weiss's feet. And that rejuvenates the Wilton bench as the Rams are up 32-29 with 5:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's Fletch inbounding it to McLaughlin, to Bramlett. Bramlett bringing the ball up court. Bramlett to McLaughlin. McLaughlin with the ball to Waddick. Waddick drives, crosses back up top with the ball. Finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin with the ball. Almost turned over. Oh! There. Lenahan settles it down. As any points right now mean a lot. Points mean a lot. So do possessions. Lenahan kicks to the corner. Back to Lenahan to Waddick. Wide open in the corner. Bang! bang, Jack Laddick, you are someone special. You are a shooter. That puts the Rams up by 6. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth. Wilton guarded by Fletch, kicks it down low, and that is not gonna fall for Jarvie. And that is rebounded by the Rams. Here is Griffin Bramlett to Laddick. Laddick drives, settles back.
Yeah, and every time New Canaan is taking it up the court, they've got
Bramlett
Aiden
with the
McLaughlin.
layup. Bramlett hits the layup to put the Rams up by 8 now.
They've got Aiden McLaughlin communicating with his guards as kind of a signpost player. You know, pass it to me if you're in trouble. And he just hands it off to Griff, to Jack, both Jacks actually, Jack Lenahan and Jack Laddick.
Just think of how big of a win this will be for the Rams if they are able to finish this game off. As that is hit by number 20. That is a key bucket for the Wilton Warriors as it puts them down by 5 with 3:24 left.
Yeah, the 8-point lead for New Canaan, I think that was their biggest all night. And that was really built off a lot of momentum that they gained from Griffin Bramlett, Aiden McLaughlin, and Jack Laddick. And now Wilton with that three-pointer, New Canaan wants to settle it down before they could really, you know, come back, tie this game up. New Canaan gets the ball. They're trying to run something that'll find Jack Laddick or Griff open and, you know, maybe go on another 8-point run, whatever it may be.
These student sections are still jammed-packed as the Rams lead the Warriors 37-32, up by 5 with 3:24 remaining. Only time will tell if the Rams can get the win that they've needed for the past week and a half as they lost to Danbury and Staples in very close contests.
Yeah,
and there's Groff,
ooh,
like a quarterback, tries to find McLaughlin. It cannot. As you know, Ty Groff is the starting quarterback, and they did win a state championship this year.
Yeah, Ty Groff, he's got the arm of a champion and the leg of a champion. He is probably, arguably, the best kicker in the state, potentially the region.
And there's McCarran to Wall. Wall to Liston. Liston up top. Puts it up and is not able to hit as that's rebound by Lanahan, who is fouled by Wall. And New Canaan is in the bonus, so they get free throws off of this foul.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, New Canaan does not want a third straight overtime game because their guys are tired enough from the first two. And even though they had a break in between, it's still pretty difficult to play 3 straight overtime games. That is a lot of extra time.
And there's Lanahan who hits the first. As you know, these are 1-and-1, so if he doesn't hit the first, he does not get the second. Here is his second shot at the line as Melzer brings in Griffin Bramlett to talk for a second. And Lanahan hits the second, putting the Rams up by 7, 39-32.
Yeah, good old Lenny. He didn't let the pressure get to him. Unlike Tommy McKiernan did a few minutes prior.
Oh, Fletch with the key still. He's up to Lanahan. And he's going to be called for a carry there as he got under the ball and flipped it over in his hand, trying to do.
Yeah, he wanted to go right. He was forced to go left. He tried to hit him with a little in and out there. Didn't work.
Here's Wilton guarded by Lanahan, who looks like a hungry dog right now. Here's the ball kicked to the corner, back to McCarran. Guarded by Lanahan, who's putting on the clamps. And that ball is put in by Max Jarvie.
Jack Lenahan was putting on a show there, though. He had those 2 free throws. You know, probably would have had a layup had he not carried it. And then he just stopped Tommy McKiernan in his tracks up there, you know, in line with the logo. And he hit him with a pump fake, which is kind of a questionable decision.
As Wilton is putting in new eggs. And Jarvie misses the free throw, but leaves Liam open, and he's able to hit the three-pointer. The ball is inbounded to Laddick.
5-point possession there for Wilton. That is what they needed.
That is what the Rams cannot allow. As Lenahan brings the ball up to Laddick, to the corner, to McLaughlin. McLaughlin with the ball. Back, guarded by William McKiernan. And that forces the Rams to call a timeout as they're up by 2 points with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left remaining in this competitive game. PJ, how are the Rams going to close out this game so they get the victory?
Yeah, I think long possessions are really going to help. They have possession of the ball here right now, and they need to just facilitate the ball around the perimeter. You know, maybe get an inside look to a tall guy like Aiden McLaughlin, maybe Fletch. But you can't throw up a bad shot if you're just kind of trapped. You've got to make sure that you're getting a good look, preferably inside, layup or something, because a three-pointer versus a two-pointer doesn't matter. It still is going to be a one-possession game nevertheless.
You are right, PJ.
Or, sorry, two-possession game.
You need a bucket if you are the Rams here. Any points, you just can't throw up a bad shot. As you are only up by 2 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We are primed for a great ending to this FCAC matchup. Here is Lenahan inbounding the ball from the corner. Trying to get it to Griffin, guarded by McKiernan. There's Okayo who ends up getting the ball. Lenahan gets it back up top to Laddick. To Okayo. Okayo with the ball. To Laddick, who thinks of shooting. He goes in and puts it up and in! It is now a 2-possession lead for the New Canaan Rams. As McKiernan has the ball up top, guarded by Lenahan. To 20, who puts it up and does not go in as they don't call a foul, luckily. McKiernan guarded by Lenahan. McKiernan. McLaughlin jumps. That was Liam open in the corner. And he hits. It is now 41-40. The Rams are up by 1 with 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining. PJ, why are all these shooters on Wilton open?
Yeah, the sophomore, Liam McKiernan, has had the last 6 straight points for Wilton. And that is mainly due to how they are driving and drawing defenders and then leaving him wide open on the wing to the far side from the ball. We saw Aiden McLaughlin, who is arguably the smartest player on the court. He is, you know, stepping in, backing out, trying to force the ball carrier out of the lane and towards the corner to maybe get a trap.
You're right. Wilton is just opening up those 3-pointers, and it is 41-40. New Canaan up by 1 with 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining. This is where real champions are made.
Yeah, we've said it before on the football broadcasts. Fourth quarter is where legends are made. But it doesn't matter until the final few minutes.
As Belzer puts out 5 kids that can play defense and are very good offensive players. He puts out Lakayo, Laddick, McLaughlin, Lenahan, and Griffin Bramlett as Bramlett inballs the ball to Lenahan. Back to Bramlett. Bramlett trying to break free, and they're going to call a foul on number 24, Griffin Turner. As that puts Bramlett at the line for a 1-and-1, a big free throw here as the Rams are up by 1. with
Yeah.
a minute and 9 seconds remaining.
And we know Griff, he doesn't fold under pressure. He had that big buzzer-beating layup to send it to overtime against Danbury, and he sinks that one.
You were right. He just hit the first free throw. He is not scared of pressure.
Griffin
Just as you
Bramlett,
talked about.
ice in his veins.
And just as you talked about, he put up that layup in the Holiday Classic to send the game to overtime. Here he is with the second free throw. And ice in his veins, like you just said. That puts the Rams up by 3 with a minute and 9 seconds remaining. 43-40. New Canaan up by 3 and in the bonus as the timeout is called.
Yeah, Wilton, I think their guys kind of just need a breather because the coaches aren't necessarily talking to them right now. They're talking to each other, discussing. You know, they need a three-point play. You know, maybe a little floppy from NBA 2K. I enjoy running that play.
You are right. How about a quick 5-out to put pressure on the defenders, especially with someone such as McKieran, who's able to drive and kick out like he has today, and even pull up for the jumper.
Yeah, both of the McKiernan boys have been on fire tonight. Tommy, you know, obviously main ball carrier for Wilton, great ball handler, great with the balls, and Liam has been outstanding on the wing, shooting the ball. You know, in the past few minutes, he's had maybe 6 of their last 6.
And Melzer has put out Fletch, who has had an amazing game tonight.
Yeah, they're
Great defensive
trying
play.
to lock off Tommy McKiernan.
That is what they were trying to do. Here is Lenahan on Liston. Kick to the corner to McKiernan. And he finds, that was Liston outside. Look at Liam, wide open, but they can't find him. And that is put up and in by Max Jarvie. Here's Lenahan.
We might see a foul here from Wilton.
I would expect so, but definitely not on Griffin Bramlett. As Bramlett almost turns the ball over again. That ball is retrieved by Fletch. Lenahan has the ball, and they foul him, putting him at the line for a 1-and-1 with the Rams up 43-42 with 30 seconds remaining. Big free throw here as the boys huddle up just under the free throw line. And they believe in Lenahan. Lenahan has been a great story this year, PJ.
Yeah, he hasn't folded under pressure along with any of these New Canaan guys. All of them are great under pressure. You think maybe Coach Meltzer puts them in a situation like this with the scoreboard on, 10 seconds left.
And when he hits the first one, that puts the Rams up by 2. Ice in his veins as well. Look at this free throw shooting by the New Canaan Rams in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, number 3 trying to put them up by 3.
Big free throw, and he sinks it. He is excited. He's glad he got the job done, and he knew he could. As the Wilton Warriors subbing Andy Campbell.
Yeah, and you see Fletch face guarding Tommy McKiernan. They cannot let him have the ball. You can't allow anything around the perimeter, really.
They have a foul to give, so what do you think about fouling Tommy McKiernan if he's open, or Liam?
I think, you know, if he's got it near the perimeter and he's just kind of holding it, waiting with it.
And the Rams, tough defense. Great defense by the New Canaan Rams, forcing Wilton to call a timeout as the Rams are up 45-42 with 14.5 seconds remaining, and New Canaan in the bonus.
Yeah, this is really a last desperation kind of move. If you can't get a three-pointer here or an offensive rebound and put it back up, you know, it might be game over unless the ball is in the hands of someone who isn't as comfortable shooting free throws under pressure. Like, you know, Jack Lenahan and Griff have been amazing all season.
You are right. Lenahan, Griffin, and Laddick have been pillars of this New Canaan Rams team, all with great shots in great moments. just like the miracle on ice. Great moments come from great opportunities, and the Rams have an opportunity here to win the game against a very good Wilton Warriors team.
Yeah, you know, their football team was also really good at it in the state championship, especially with Ty Groff, the quarterback, you know, receiving the snaps from center Ben Sibbett. And Ty Groff on this team tonight. I don't think he's coming out here, but, you know, maybe the ice in their veins kind of translates to basketball.
Here you have Fletch guarding Tommy McKieran, just as he has all night. As Wilton gets the ball, comes up, Lanahan guarding him. William McKiernan gets blocked by Aiden McLaughlin. That is who you want to block him. That is a big-time block. And that is a crazy block, which forces Wilton to call the timeout. Wow! McLaughlin sent that back.
Yeah, and Wilton, they need to call a timeout there because now New Canaan knows their play. And I doubt that they go to the same play again. However, you never know. But Aiden McLaughlin, tall guy, comes up in big situations, really a big motivator for these New Canaan Rams.
That was an amazing block by McLaughlin. The Rams are still up by 3 now with 7.6 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. As Wilton and New Canaan are in the timeout. PJ, what do you think Wilton's trying to draw up to put up a 3?
Yeah, obviously they need a three-point play. I don't think they're going to go to Tommy McKiernan here, though, because he has been locked off all night. Maybe you go to Liam, or maybe you go to Spencer Leaston. Those are the two guys that, you know, they're anticipating. As you see Spencer Fuller Wright actually go out.
Spencer
I think,
Fuller
you know,
Wright.
a big defensive lineup, tall ball.
And here it is for the Rams to defeat the 6-1 Warriors.
Yeah, Spencer's getting all up in his face.
And here's Wilton. It is relentless. Oh, and Wilton.
Oh, he drained it at the buzzer to tie it up.
And that ties it up 45-45. That is definitely not what the Rams wanted. We will see what happens in overtime as the Wilton student section is going completely berserk because of Wilton. And now they are chanting.
Yeah, but New Canaan, they can't get too down on themselves yet. They had an outstanding fourth quarter, and they really had a lot of momentum throughout the whole second half. New Canaan came into the second half down by 2, and they've made up for that 2-point deficit. And now New Canaan, they've got the experience in the overtime games, losing 2. They want to get it back. They want to get their first overtime win this season against a big team like Wilton.
I would say this is a defining moment in the Rams season, right? Instead of, if they lose this game, they go to 3-3 with 3 overtime losses against 3 FCIAC teams that are going to contend for the FCIAC title. But if they win this game, they knock out Wilton and prove that they can win these close games, right, PJ?
Yeah, and New Canaan, this is surely a defining moment. If they lose this, they drop to 500, and they are almost, you know, people will start to think that 3-0 start was almost a fluke.
And Wilton wins the tip-off as Wilton has it. Wilton guarded by Brimlett, and Fletch still guarding McKieran as that ball goes off of McLaughlin. And that is definitely not what you were hoping for if you were the Rams, but they will have to do with it. And that is gotten by Jarvis. McKieran up top, guarded by Fletch. Fletch guarding him. Wilton guarded by Fletch. There's Liam to Tommy. Tommy drives. And that is going to be a charge taken by Aiden McLaughlin.
That's his third of the game.
Down the stretch. Look at that, McLaughlin That is just special, something we rarely see as he puts his body on the line.
Aiden McLaughlin looks a little shaken up there, though. I think maybe he bumped his head or, maybe an elbow, something. But he was walking up the court and he was going a little,
He is still on the
bad
court
bump.
as he receives
New Canaan's in
ball.
the double bonus now, though, with that.
Bramlett with the ball. That is a big penalty. Big foul right there. There's Linehan putting on the moves. Tries to get it down low. It's covered by Bramlett. Bramlett tries to drive. Hop, step, cheese. And that is a bucket. It is 47-45. New Canaan on top with 3 minutes left. Look at Bramlett, Agent Zero.
Yeah, he might be one of the most aware players on the court. You saw him corral the ball there in the corner. He was wedged in between both sidelines.
As McLaughlin plays great defense again. And and he bodies him and gets the rebound. Look at McLaughlin showing why the Rams need him as he goes up and gets that tough rebound. Look at him, a charge and good defense and a rebound. Here's Bramlett again. Kicks it to Laddick. Laddick up top. Number 5, deadly shooter. Drives. Fakes to Akayo. That ball is stolen by Campbell. Wilton with the ball. Driving with a full head of steam. And they're going to call a foul on number 13, Santi
More
Akayo.
choice words.
Putting out, and Melzer puts Wakayo, shoves him out, and takes Laddick out.
Wilton will be in the bonus after this next foul, assuming that the Rams foul them again.
It is an important job for the Rams not to foul. McKieran up top, trying to get open to Liston, who had that game-tying 3. And they are going to call another foul.
I think that's 1-1 now. That is.
Wow. That's a bad call by the refs. Now it's 47-45. New Canaan up 2 with 1 minute and 59 seconds left. And that foul puts Fletcher in foul trouble, and it puts Wilton in the bonus. So Wilton goes for the 1-and-1. We'll see if Wilton can convert from the charity strike.
Yeah, and if he can't here, that's so big for New Canaan because he doesn't get a second shot. So it's either he makes this one and has the chance to tie the game, or New Canaan still has the 2-point lead.
Hopefully he misses this one. It will be a big miss as the Rams student section is going crazy. But he hits it. The lead has shrunken down to 1 as the Rams are in the double foul zone, and Wilton is in the bonus. Here's Liston with the second one, and he's,
barely got that
bounce.
one. Lucky bounce twice.
Tough bounce for the Rams. Lanahan has the ball to Laddick, to Bramlett. Bramlett up. Look at him. Lanahan with the ball. 1 minute and 45 seconds remain. Game is all knotted up. Bramlett with the ball up top. Agent hit the shot as he puts it up. Oh, and they can't get to fall. But
Santi
Wakayo gets the ball.
Wakayo.
And that is a jump ball. New Canaan's ball all knotted up. All those jump balls did have a positive impact on the Rams. Now they get the ball. Bramlett inbounds it. Game all knotted up at 47 with 1:34 left. Kicks it into Lanahan, guarded by Tommy. Lanahan to Wakayo. Wakayo to McLaughlin. McLaughlin to Lanahan. Lanahan up top. We'll see what he pulls here. Pulls off. Here's Griffin, who's been very clutch. Here's Griffin. Finds Laddick, gets open off of a screen, and he cannot hit. That is going to hurt. Now Tommy to Whiston. Whiston guarded by Lanahan. Lanahan has to switch. McLaughlin on Whiston now. McLaughlin on Whiston. Stolen by Lanahan. Ball's on the ground. And it's another jump ball. New Canaan gets possession. It is 47-47 with 41 seconds left in overtime. Look at the Rams clutching up when they need it most, clutching up defensively. Lanahan with stellar defense. Look at this. Everyone is around the court. Both student sections full. The parents are crowded in here. Students just off the sideline. And PG and I right here announcing such a great basketball game.
Oh, yeah. Probably the best high school game I've ever watched. You know, obviously, New Canaan had the 2 other games, but this one, such high stakes. And New Canaan is able to just take it over late in the game. You know, I think the sense of family and leadership, you know, throughout this team is really helpful.
You are right. This is such a big game. Determines FCAC rankings and proves to the Rams that they can contend with those top dogs in the FCAC conference and proves to them that they are a top team.
Yeah, it was really looking like a
unranked.
blunder at the start of the season.
And here's Laddick trying to get it in. Tipped, stolen, and that puts McCarron, and he hits it. It is now 49-47. Here's
Jack Lanahan.
Bramlett with the ball, 25 seconds left. Wilton up 2. It's Bramlett, picked by Laddick. Bramlett gets around McCarron, puts it up, bang! Bang! There, that's why we call him Agent Zero. There we go. All tied up with 13 seconds left. Griffin puts it up and is able to hit yet another clutch basket as the junior looks very experienced here.
No timeout. I think there might have been some controversy there. Maybe Wilton doesn't have one left, or maybe the player did the symbol, but he didn't necessarily mean it.
Look at the Rams defense. And that is a timeout by the Wilton Warriors. With the game all knotted up at 49. Rams in the double bonus. Wilton in the bonus. In overtime with 7 seconds left. PJ, would you rather be anywhere else right now?
Honestly, no, I would not. To all the viewers at home, this crowd is electric. Every single person here has probably been on their feet. The students, I don't think they've sat down.
Both teams are in the timeout right now. Score knotted up. And Wilton has possession as they're going to get to inbound the ball from the side.
Yeah, we saw it against Danbury, I think it was. Jack Lanahan, this is where he shines. He had the overtime buzzer beater to send it to double overtime. So if you're Wilton and you score, New Canaan, don't be worried. Don't fear. Jack Lanahan is near.
Here's the inbound by Wilton to the corner. And they are going to call that's going to be an inbound for Wilton from the corner. That's trying to get the ball to, and that ball is stolen by Wakayo. And they call, New Canaan's able to get the timeout off with 3.8 seconds left. This is where opportunities are seized.
This is Lanahan territory.
This is Jack Lanahan territory. He has all of New Canaan on his back right now as the score is not up 49-49. Both teams in the huddle. And it looks as though Campbell is going to check back into the game.
Yeah, I think Wilton probably taking more of a defensive approach, taking Tommy McKiernan out, because he's their offensive playmaker. So, you know, if he's not in, they're you know, putting their all defense lineup in. Their 5 best defenders, you know, maybe some taller guys.
And Wilton is trying not to foul the Rams, as if they foul, it puts the Rams at the free throw strike where they could potentially win the game, as well as a Lenahan 3 could win the game, of course. In overtime, 3.8 seconds left, and Lenahan, Lacayo, Bramlett, Fletch, and Laddick are all out on the court. The starting lineup for the Rams tonight as they get the ball from.
Yeah, and you've got to imagine it's kind of like a Hail Mary play here.
Here's Griffin to Lenny.
Sitting on his back!
And it is off. He air balls the 3.
He whiffed.
That shot would have been something unreal if he would have been able to hit. And look at us. We are going into double overtime for the second time this season. New Canaan lost to Danbury a week and a half ago on a Friday night with the whole arena packed. They lost by a score of 60-57. So New Canaan is looking not to recreate that moment as they're in double overtime once again in a highly anticipated FCAC matchup.
Yeah, and we saw against Danbury what Danbury did, which, you know, Wilton, maybe they take notes, maybe New Canaan takes notes, was they held the ball right below half court for, I think it was 3 minutes and around 17 seconds, you know, just dribbling the clock out so that New Canaan didn't have an opportunity to get back in it.
You are right, PJ. We will see if the Rams can win a tight overtime thriller. It is all knotted up, and at 49, and we are going into a 4-minute double overtime period with Aiden McLaughlin and Max Jarby ready to take the tip off. And McLaughlin wins the tip. Gets it back to Griffin. Griffin Brahma with that clutch lay-in. Here's Lacayo with the fake.
Kid with the shoes.
Drives here to McLaughlin, to Brahma, to McLaughlin, back to Fletch. Lacayo calling for the ball, finds Griffin. Griffin resetting. Didn't see anything there. To Lacayo. Back to Laddick. Laddick to Lacayo. Lacayo to Laddick. Back to Lacayo, who drives. And it goes up, and he puts it in! The Rams are up 51-49. That is such a big basket by Lacayo. Those are his first points of the game.
Yeah, and there's some serious smack talk going down in between, you know, the little gap that we're in between the Wilton students and the New Canaan students.
As Liston goes up and gets fouled. Sorry, that is Tommy McKiernan, who has been very good for Wilton tonight. He's going to get 2 free throws, but he did miss both last time he was at the charity strike. Here he is, down by 2 with 3 minutes remaining in double overtime. And he hits the first one. It is now 50-51. The Rams are up by 1. Here's McKiernan with the second shot. And he hits the second one. Not in the game. Up at 51. Big free throws there. Bramlett up with the ball. There to Lacayo. Saki Lacayo, captain of this Rams team. To McLaughlin. There it is to Lenahan. To Bramlett. Bramlett drives, looking for someone. Back to Bramlett, who drives and They're going to call a foul on Wilton there.
I think that's 2 shots for Griff.
That will put Griffin at the line. And this puts Bramlett at the line 4-2. Game knotted up at 51. He has got ice in his veins. The first one is
you just
good.
heard a gradient run over the mics. The whole building really just.
Here is Bramlett, and he hits the second. New Canaan up 53-51 off of Bramlett's free throws. Here's McKieran, guarded by Fletch. Fletch and Lenny switch. Liston goes, and he misses. Rebound by Fletch. Bramlett with the ball. Double overtime thriller. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Lenny with the ball. Here's Lenny. Little shake and bake to Lakayo. Lakayo to Griffin. Griffin trying to get McKieran off of him. He is such an electric player. Here's McLaughlin, a pillar for this Rams defense. To Fletch. Fletch to Lakayo. Lakayo gets the ball poked away by
He had a lane with
Jarvie.
his left.
You are right, he had a lane. That ball was tipped out of bounds by Max Jarvie. New Canaan will retain possession. And Laddick is going to inbound the ball as Fletch gets a much needed breather. Laddick in the corner. There's Bramlett. Bramlett up top. Guarded by McKieran. To Lakayo. Captain Lakayo. Guarded by Jarvie. Lenny to McLaughlin. Great fake. Lakayo. Drives. And he gets it to go! That is such a big basket by Lakayo as there's 1 minute and 15 seconds left. And the New Canaan student section is loving every single moment of this time. Shouting, "We can't hear you."
Showing why he's a captain.
There's Lakayo doing the dirty work, getting down low and putting it up and getting fouled, converting. We'll see if he converts here as he misses the free throw. New Canaan is up by 4. Wilton bringing the ball up. Shake on Lakayo. And they're going to call it a foul on the floor on Lenny, who does not like the foul call.
Yeah, Santi Lakayo was actually the junkyard dog last week, which goes to New Canaan's best player in practice, who works the hardest, does all the dirty work. Santi Lakayo, your junkyard dog of the week.
Here's Wilton at the line. Wilton down by 4 as he gets the first one to fall in double overtime with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining, shrinking the lead to 3. Here is Wilton for another 3 as Wilton's going to make substitutions right now as Anderson Campbell comes in, as well as 2 set of fresh legs. Here's Bramlett inbounding the ball. Almost stolen by Brian Weiss, but is not, luckily. New Canaan's hearts dropped there. Here's Bramlett. Gets it to Laddick. Laddick to Bramlett. Who has to get it out. Gets it to Laddick with the fake. Gets him to jump. McLaughlin to Bramlett. Bramlett up top. And that is going to be a reach-in foul on number 25, Brian Weiss. That will put Agent 0, Griffin Bramlett, who has been money at the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah, and they put Brian Weiss in the game to really, lock off Jack Lenahan, which he did a great job at.
And Bramlett gets the first one to fall, putting the Rams up by 3 with 55 seconds remaining.
That foul there by by Brian, that kind of, you know, almost made it not a beneficial sub.
And here's Bremit with the second at the line. Bang! That puts it to a 2-possession game as Wilton comes up to find Liam. And that is going to be a foul on Lakayo, which will put number 20 at the free throw line.
Coach Meltzer was not proud of that foul. You know, he used some profanity to describe how stupid, in his words, that foul.
Of course, as you don't want to put shooters at the line for free shots, especially in such a close game. New Canaan is up 57-53 with 47 seconds remaining.
Still a 2-possession game for New Canaan, so nevertheless, they get possession here and they're still in the lead.
As he hits the first one, they're in the lead to just 3 points. As Brendan Tiscornia, he was brought back.
Oh, their defensive boys coming back out for Wilton.
As Wilton hits the second free throw, lead shrunk down to 2, and Tiscornia comes in for the Rams, as well as 3 other substitutions for the Warriors. Vladic gets the ball, immediately double teamed, and they call a jump ball as Wilton gets possession. And McKernan is put back into the game. That is a big-time substitution. And Liam McKernan inbounding the ball. Finds Tommy, who immediately pulls up and is off. And wow, the Rams don't get the rebound. No way.
Foul on the floor there, and I think that might be, never mind, I thought Fletch was fouled out there.
They might have missed a travel there, PJ. What are your thoughts?
Nevertheless, he still has to hit both of these to tie it up.
Puts Wilton at the line, who hit the clutch 3-pointer if you were not here. And she hits the first one. The lead is now 1. The Rams up 57-56 in double overtime with only 38 seconds remaining. Here's Wilton. And he
air ball!
Oh, that is a free throw violation.
Looking like Liam Hall on that one.
And that is a crucial miss as it prevented a rebound opportunity for Wilton. Lenny's trying to get free. Ball gets to Lenny. And they are going to
I can't even hear myself now.
They are going to call an offensive foul on Vladic. That is not a good foul call. Now the Rams are up by 1 with 35 seconds remaining. We will see. Every Ram fan right now is saying not again. Here's Wilton with the ball up top, guarded by Lanahan. Lanahan guarding Wilton. McKernan takes the ball away. He says, "Give me the ball." Guarded by Fletch, who plays unreal defense.
Grip.
And it is rebounded. Lenny in up Vladic, and he lays it in. The Rams are up by 3, 59-56 with 10 seconds remaining. And all
3-point game. Jack Vladic.
All Wilton fans have their hands on their heads. That is unreal. Fletch, that is a crazy stop. That is how you play defense on SportsCenter Top 10, I would hope. Unreal defense.
Yeah, and there we are right in the middle of just screaming and taunting from the New Canaan fans to the Wilton fans.
And both teams in a huddle right now. 59-56. The Rams are up against the Wilton Warriors in double overtime. with only 10 seconds remaining. Wilton has possession. We'll have to see both teams in the double bonus and double overtime, just like recent games against Staples and Danbury. Hopefully New Canaan can clutch it out in this game.
Yeah, Wilton's got their back against the wall here. You know, whole city on their backs. This is really, you know, if they lose this against a not so, I don't want to say talented, but, you know, a New Canaan team that in recent years has not been as strong as Wilton.
Here we go. Rams up by 3 with 10 seconds remaining. Whiston back with the ball yet again. McKieran to Whiston, guarded, and he misses! Lenny with the rebound.
Game over!
Everyone storms the field. It is a big W for the New Canaan Rams, 59-56, as all Wilton fans try
New Canaan students on the court, while Wilton students try to exit as safely as they can.
That is a big win for the New Canaan Rams, defeating the Wilton Warriors 59-56 in double overtime. What about that for a Friday night game, PJ?
Yeah, you know, it's almost like Friday Night Lights, except for the fact that we're indoors during this winter season.
That is an unreal game by the New Canaan Rams. And I think they have just proved to themselves that they're better than they have been given credit for.
Yeah, you know, the persistence of New Canaan this game, really great fight between both teams. 3-point game where New Canaan, you know, we knew it was going to come down to the wire with them. But they were able to finally get it done in overtime. And you could see the impact that that game had, not just on the team, but on the whole city, really.
I like Rittenberry's jersey with the Jimmy Butler jersey. Look at all these New Canaan fans out here celebrating a big W against Wilton Warriors in double overtime. This is the Rams' first win in overtime this season, and hopefully they don't go into many more overtime games.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely been very stressful for them, but they were able to finally get it done tonight. And as you see the players leaving the court, the fans are still there, and the legacy will really continue on with them. Jack, any final closing thoughts?
I think it's really great to see the New Canaan Rams win this game. Even though it may not have come as soon as they wanted to, they're able to beat a 6-1 team going into the game now, a 6-2 team, and they're able to knock off the number 8 ranked FCAC team in thrilling fashion. This was a true test of the Rams' physicality and how much heart they had, and they delivered in every single aspect of this game against a crazy Wilton section, but also an amazing New Canaan Rams section. This was just a wonderful Friday night, and I can't wait to see the Rams hopefully keep winning games as they now are 4-2.
Yeah, very exciting and interesting game that, you know, anyone would want to just dig their claws into and watch. So I think that's it for me, John, the rest of the NCTV crew. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 5:10, where me and John will be back on the call with the women's hockey game. So make sure to tune in. That's all for us. Signing off.